Hello CEP 200 students and welcome to Unit 2 of the course. This unit is going to talk about what exactly happens in counseling. And the counseling careers that we are going to cover this unit are clinical mental health counselors and addiction counselors. So before I dive into that, let me just touch on all of the materials that we have gone through already. So, as promised, by the end of the previous unit, so that would be Unit 1, I did have all of the assignments graded with feedback from the unit before. So all of your introduction materials have been graded. As of yesterday, I think I actually finished it all up on Saturday, but so the discussion board number 1 has been graded, and I have gone in and graded a little bit of the quizzes from quiz 1. And I just want to apologize. I know that there was a lot of confusion about quiz 1. For some reason, when I had gone over and transferred all of the materials from my previous course shell, the quizzes were the one thing that did not transfer with the rest of the material. So thank you to the students who brought that to my attention, and I had gone and manually uploaded a new quiz. What ended up happening there was that there were students from other sections of the course emailing me to tell me that they were not able to view the quiz. So the reason they weren't able to view the quiz is because they weren't in my section of the course. So when I did go through and I looked at the quizzes from this class, for some reason UB Learns was not registering the answers that students were selecting. So the quiz had come up that all of the students had been answering nothing. So the entire quiz was blank. So that is why I had to reset all of the quizzes and then upload another version. So I know that some students were a little irritated just because they had to do the quiz twice. I apologize for that glitch. I don't know why UB Learns was not registering your answers, but I think that should be all settled and figured out now. So for the last unit, for Unit 1, so all of the materials from this unit, such as the unit assignment number 1, discussion board, and the quiz will all be graded by the 20th, so the end of, by October 6th. So I've got about 2 weeks to grade all of the materials that we had in Unit 1. In Unit 1, you should have read about the Code of Ethics, connecting with the profession, the professional orientation. So you did watch the Brene Brown, The Power of Vulnerability video. I'm really excited to read your discussion board responses on that, just because I am a big fan of Brene Brown and her research. And she does a lot of research on shame and vulnerability, and she's gotten so big, if you haven't heard of her yet, that she actually goes around to different businesses and organizations and does talks to the employees, among other organizations and realms of, employability, as well as at colleges and stuff. So I'm really excited to see what you thought about her, and if she is someone that you kind of connected with and was interested in the material that she was presenting. She actually does have a special on Netflix that came out a couple weeks ago. It might have been a month or two ago now, but that might be something that you might be interested in watching. So taking a look at Unit 2, in this unit, you are going to read chapters 3 and 6 in your textbook. You're going to watch the short video of what happens in counseling, and this video is really going to tell you and show you the difference between a counselor and a friend. So just kind of establishing those boundaries with clients, and what the expectation is of meeting with a professional counselor. You are going to read 3 separate supplemental articles that are in the folder for you. You are going to submit the Unit 2 assignment, discussion board number 3, and also what you are going to do is, I'm sorry, that should not be in there. That is a typo. In previous courses, students were required to do an advocacy paper, and that is an element that I took out of the course. So the topic of the advocacy paper, you can completely forget about that. So I guess that's how I'll know if students are watching the videos, because I'm going to get a million emails about what exactly that is. So don't worry about that. For your discussion board, you are going to take a look at, let's see here. There is a video that should be with this that does not appear to be listed in. Let me just double check and make sure. I might have posted it in the discussion board post. Ah, it is. Okay. So for your discussion board number 3, when you go into the discussion board section, there is a link of the TED Talk that you are going to watch from Dr. Kelly. And what this topic is about is trauma-informed care. And I think that this was really, really important to put in this class, because for anyone that is going to be any kind of counselor, especially those clinical mental health counselors and addictions counselors, you are going to want to know what trauma-informed care is and potentially adopt a trauma-informed perspective. And what this is, trauma-informed care is not looking at a person for what they're doing, but to try to understand why it might be happening. So I believe the way that Dr. Kelly phrases this is not what are you doing, but what has happened to you. And I mention this for clinical mental health counselors and addiction counselors because you will see a lot of trauma with mental health diagnoses, as well as substance abuse dependencies or substance abuse diagnoses. So I did mention that I like to kind of pair up topics or materials that might relate well with the type of counselor that we're covering that unit. Or in other words, taking a look at something that a clinical mental health counselor or addictions counselor might run into in that particular counseling profession. So I hope that makes sense. So yes, for this unit, all you are going to be responsible for as far as submissions is the Unit 2 assignment, as well as discussion board number 3. And I'm really excited to read your responses for discussion board number 3 too, because I'm always learning new things about perspectives. And, you know, trauma could be different for many people. It is different for many people, as well as other cultures. So if you have any questions with that, please don't hesitate to ask. But I think that is it. So you guys are off to a great start. I believe I've been able to get back to emails within about 48 hours. Sometimes I'm a little bit better with that, and I can get back to you within 24 hours. But if you have any questions or any concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. But other than that, good luck, and we will chat soon.